Hello, my name's Stephen. I sell stuff on eBay as a hobby, and in this video I want to show you my payout for the 28th of November 2023. But first of all, let's have a look at what's sold. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of November, and my first sale of the week is a bundle of books by mixed authors. Now, I've stopped really selling single books on eBay because there's just not enough go in it. Books don't sell for a great deal of money, and I find that the best thing to sell are bundles of books by the same author, particularly if they're in a series. But whilst I'm sourcing books, I try to get them where there are deals of three or four for £1 to keep the cost of buying them as low as I can. But when you're doing that, quite often you end up with single books that you can't match up elsewhere. So I put together mixed bundles. Sometimes they sell quite quickly, sometimes they don't. So what I do then is I mix them up a bit, take books from different bundles, just sort of juggle them around a bit. There's a couple of books here. In fact, four of these five books have previously been up as part of other bundles. This first one, for example, Aravinda Adiga's Between the Assassinations, that was with a bundle of books that actually sold one of them last week by mixing up a bundle. And this one is sold within a few days of me relisting it with this bundle. So that's the first title. The second two are by Ben Okri. They are books 2 and 3 in his Famished Road trilogy. And this is Songs of Enchantment and Infinite Riches. I had those two listed together, but without the first volume in the set, it wasn't really going anywhere. So I put it with that bundle. Then I picked this book up recently. It's called The Private Joys of Nyenya Maloney. It's by Okechukwu Nezelu. Now, I've obviously mispronounced that. Sincere apologies. That's the best I can do. But that looks like an interesting book to go with that bundle. And then, just to make up a number 5, I put this book by Ocean Vuong. It's called On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. So that's 5 books. They have sold for the full asking price, which was £11, including postage and packing. And I will be packing them and posting them out this morning. It's Friday, the 24th of November, and I've just sold a batch of Star Trek The Next Generation action figures. There's actually 5 of them altogether. I'll show you them individually. I have, over the last couple of years, sold nearly all of my Star Trek action figures now. Once these are out the house, I've got 5 left. I've got 4 left. This batch of 5 brings the total up to 56 sold so far. Now, what have we got? This one is just called Romulan. This is from the first batch, I think, around about 1993, something like that. Playmates issued in the UK a batch of about 8 different figures. This was one of them, so this is a figure that I've owned for longer than some of them, I suppose. There is a little bit of age showing in it, in that the plastic has yellowed slightly due to sunlight. Most of the action figures that I bought I've actually stored out of sunlight, but these were out for a while, and the plastic did go a bit yellow. But nonetheless, it is still in its original box, as are all of the figures that I've sold. So that's the Romulan. This one is the Nausicaan alien. He appears in an episode called Tapestry, I believe, where in a flashback he has a fight with the young Jean-Luc Picard and stabs him through the heart, which necessitates Picard having an artificial heart, which is something they can do in the 24th century. Maybe they can do it now, I'm not sure. This one is Mordock the Benzite. He appeared in an episode with Wesley Crusher in which he was competing for a place at Starfleet Academy. Then we've got the Traveller. That is another character associated with Wesley Crusher, and he appears in a couple of episodes, one quite early on and one in the final season, I think. And then finally, we've got this, which is Luoxana Troy, played by Majel Barrett there, mother of Deanna Troy, of course. So there we go. We've got 5 Star Trek action figures. They sold for the full asking price of £27.50 plus £3.49 towards postage and packing. Not sure if I can get it into a small parcel, so the postage might be a bit more than that, but we'll see. I've missed the post today, so these 5 figures will now be going out tomorrow morning. It's Friday afternoon now, and I've sold another bundle of books. This time it's a small bundle of 4 books by Malcolm Bradbury. I first became aware of him in the 1970s when this book, The History Man, was serialised, I think, by the BBC, possibly ITV, but I'm fairly certain it was the BBC, starring Anthony Sher in that title role as the History Man. There's also this book, Eating People is Wrong. Eating People is Wrong, don't do it. And Stepping Westward. And finally, this book of short stories called Who Do You Think You Are? On the cover there, I'm sure that these pictures are of Iris Murdoch, Kingsley Amis, some other people who I don't know. Might be wrong, they might just be generic drawings, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's 4 books by Malcolm Bradbury. They've gone for the full asking price of £10 all in, and I'll be posting them off tomorrow. It's Saturday, the 25th of November, and my latest sale is this bundle of books by John Mortimer. Now, these are books in the Rumpole of the Bailey series. Rumpole was televised in the 1980s with Leo McKern here as Rumpole. Absolute comic masterpiece. If you've not come across it, I would urge you to look it up. Read the stories. This is the first Rumpole omnibus. It's got 3 collections of stories in there. A really good read. And I've got another couple of omnibuses. So there's this one, the second omnibus, and the third omnibus. And then a couple of novels. So we've got this one, which is Rumpole and the Primrose Path, and this one, which is Rumpole and the Penge Bungalow Murders. Now, if you are a fan of Rumpole, you'll know that he keeps talking about the Penge Bungalow Murders, and it was finally published as this novel, which is his first case. So there we are. Those are books by John Mortimer about Rumpole. These have gone for £27 all in, which is the full asking price. So I'm quite pleased with that, given the age of some of these books. And these will be going out on Monday morning now. It's Sunday, the 26th of November, and I've just accepted an offer on this bundle of thrillers by various different authors. Now, I had this listed for £11 all in. I've accepted an offer of £10. That's only £1 less, and in fact, it's only 80p or so less after fees. So, yeah, I'm going to really turn that down. Let's have a look at the titles then. First one we've got here is called The Ice Killer, and it's by Ross Greenwood. And then we've got this one, that's The Redeemed by M.R. Hall. This is The Life She Wants by J.M. Hewitt. Then we've got this one by Dean Koontz, well-known writer of horror novels. This one's called The Crooked Staircase. And finally, we've got a book by Simon Mayo, of all people, and this is called Knife Edge. So that's 5 thrillers for £10 all in, and I'll get those out tomorrow. It's Tuesday, the 28th of November, and I've been sent my payout this morning. But before I show you that, I'm going to show you my last sale of the week, which is this bundle of books by E. Doc Smith. This is classic science fiction from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s in various different series. As you can see, I've already got them boxed up. I'm not going to show you all of them, but let me just pick out a few just to show you some of the brilliant covers. So this one, this is called Triplanetary. This is the first in a series of books called The Lensman. and there's quite a few of these. I think I've got about 6 or 7 of these altogether. That's from that one there is called First Lensman. The other series that I've got, there's a series called Skylark. This is the first in that series, and that one's called The Skylark of Space. Cover illustrations here by Chris Foss, who did an awful lot of illustrations in the 1970s for Panther science fiction and all those kind of people. What else have we got? We've got this one. This is called The Imperial Stars. That's the first in the classic Family de Lambert series. And again, there's about 6 of those. And then there's some one-offs. So there's things like Space Hounds of IPC. This one is Lord Tedrick, The Space Pirates. There's another Lord Tedrick book that's called The Black Knight of the Iron Sphere. And here's Subspace Explorers. So there's a lot to go on there, 22 books altogether. Now, I had these listed for £55 plus £6 for postage and packing. It is quite a heavy parcel to be sending out. So altogether £61, and that has sold for the full asking price. So I'm reasonably pleased with that, and I'll be getting that posted out this morning. eBay sent £140.64 to my bank account on the 29th of November after taking their fees. Concessionary fees on the E.E. Doc Smith collection, only £2.64 there, £1.34 for the Mortimer Rumpole books, and 72p on the mixed fiction bundle. After postage, I'm left with £118.80. Everything's gone with Royal Mail, some of them as medium-sized parcels for £6.29, ordinary small-sized parcels for £2.99, and tracked parcels, small tracked parcels for £3.29. So that's 6 items sold, £118.80 after eBay fees and postage costs. Not a bad week then, so I'm quite happy with that really. I did actually sell another item on the Monday. That didn't get paid for until Tuesday, so that will be in next week's payment and indeed in next week's video. So I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and I hope to see you next week. Bye for now.